Today I'm going to introduce a very important principle of creativity. That one thing or one starting point can become many different things. Do you remember this house? And then we made the pencil house, and then we made the Christmas house. Now this time we are going to make the goth house. Now all these houses are coming from the same starting point. This one. So look carefully at me now and I will show you how to do it. We start with drawing the windows and the doors. Make them a bit long and goth looking. Then we cut them out like this and open up the doors a bit. You've got to use a ruler when you open the doors like this so that you have something to fold against. Now it's starting to look like a goth house, doesn't it? Next is to make the stuff on the sides. What are these called? You know, those things on towers and castles and stuff. Okay, so we're going to make them on the side like this. We make them simply from 2 toilet roll cylinders. And then we cut these little cardboard that we stick onto the bottom, so they're sealed at the bottom, not at the top. When you've done that, we cut a circle like this, and then you can make any size cone you like, big one or smaller one. One circle can actually easily become 2 cones of this size. If you want to have a tutorial on how to make a cone, it's very easy. You find lots of them online. I'm not going to show you right now. So then you glue them on and then you glue them onto the house. Then we're going to make this lock for the doors on the house. We glue this on like this on one door. We glue this on the other door. And then we stick this behind like this so that the door is locked. Let me show you the bits you're gonna need. You cut out of cardboard, kind of thick cardboard so it's a bit solid. One piece like this, one half like this. Then you glue this on so that you get this little gap behind that you can stick the ice cream stick. The skull is made from a tiny little piece of cardboard, and ice cream stick is just like this. So this is what you need. Stick this on, glue 2 of these bits so you get 1 and 2, and then you paint it all up. Now this is how it's going to work once the lock is glued on. So you slip it behind here and the door is locked. Then we need to make one of these. It's a little platform that stands inside the house like that. It's very easy to make. It's just 1 sheet of cardboard and a whole bunch of little strips that is the size of the cardboard. And you glue them on the back like this so that you elevate this platform a bit. You cut out this shape, a little hole here. And on each side we have 2 half circles that we fold like this. You glue it on and they become 2 little pockets. Now, why we're going to need this, I'm going to show you later. That's a bit of a surprise, but we will need one of these to complete the house. So these are the bits you're going to make it from. Then, when the glue is dry, you paint it red. Next, when everything is dry, like everything you have glued on, like this one and the lock contraption in front, you paint the whole house totally solid black and the inside totally white, at least the background. You don't need to paint all the walls and the stuff, but the inner wall paint it white and add a little thing like you see here. A little cardboard thing sticking out with a little hole in it. Now the reason for this, I'm going to tell you later. Then we need to decorate the house. Now the goth style is pretty black and white. So I have here black and white paint, but a bit of yellow and orange can also be very handy. So let's get started. Now I've been practicing a little bit on this small house, you know, with details around the windows, weird little things growing down here, spider web, and of course details on the rooftop and stuff. So, you know, we can experiment a lot with patterns and details, how we would like this house to be decorated. Why don't we start with something simple, like the patterns on the rooftop. Okay, I'm gonna do stripes. But they're a bit sort of wiggly and wobbly, so they're not even stripes. And using uneven pressure so that sometimes I get thin, sometimes I get thick So one last stripe and then some dots. Now the dots I make a bit irregular. Some are bigger, some are smaller, just like that. Finished. Now I'm gonna do those little ones. What are they called again? Well, anyway, the last rings here are quite tricky because it's getting so small. There, and then down here, some dots. Next, I'd really like to add some spider web to make it really spooky. Now let me show you how to make spider web. You find a fixed spot and then you draw some straight lines from it. So let's take the point up here as the fixed spot. Then I use a ruler and I draw some lines coming out from that spot. There. Then we'll use a very, very fine brush and some white paint. Very carefully, I start up here and I go out. It's actually good to dilute the white a little bit with water so that it glides more easily along the line. That's better. Then you can choose how far down you like to follow the pencil line. So at some point you will just fade it out. Then make a number of these sort of half circles using your pencil like this, fanning out. These are guidelines for your spider's web. Then I stop and then I take my diluted white paint again. Then watch this, little half circles again, but the opposite way between the spider threads. And when it's dry, I just erase the unwanted pencil lines. Nice spider web. Now, let's have a look at the windows. See, around here, we can decorate with this sort of a thorny sort of line. Maybe I first should start with a little bat-looking thing. Maybe there's something like this. Then I start with the line around the window. So, sort of uneven, broken line. And then some thorns sticking out. You see, when it comes to goth, nothing is smooth and nice. Everything is a bit sort of jagged and broken and pointy and spiky. There. Then I'm gonna do some shapes down at the bottom. Evil meat-eating plants and stuff. Like this, with tentacles, with weird fruits. There. Now let's have a look at some flames. And that's where the orange comes in. Goth is also flames. And the other side, yeah, nice. And how about some flames above the door lock down here? There. Now it's looking suitably horrific. Now let's add some windows. I have here cut out of a strip of yellow paper or orange yellow. A couple of windows. I'm going to glue them on here to match the flames. On the other side, nice. So now let's fit in our beautiful red interior. Open the doors carefully. Stuff this inside. There. And then I'm going to introduce to you those who live in the goth house. First one out, the pencil vampire in his coffin. Yes. He's the main tenant. Then this funny fellow. Maybe you can help to come up with a name for him. He lives in there. And of course, the prankster. He lives there too. Yay. Okay, so guys, you're gonna wait over here while I install the lighting. Because these guys, to look good, they will need some lighting. I have here 2 little LED lamps that I'm going to show you how to install. So we do that first. I have cut a triangle piece of cardboard twice and glued them together to become like this. So it's a kind of a solid bit of triangular cardboard. Now this cardboard, the angle fits up here, so it's about the same angle as the roof top. So to this one I can add the flashlight like this with a bit of tape. So I tape this on like this, and then I take some tacky rubber and I make a little sausage and put it on each end of this bit of cardboard. This is so that I can just stick it onto the ceiling. And I angle it so that it lights down to this spot down here. Up here in the ceiling. Then I turn on the light. So now the light is on, and then I have drawn this evil head on a piece of cardboard, cut it out like this. I don't need to paint this because this will look great in silhouette against the light. So I'm going to stick this up in front here like this. So I'll use a bit more of the rubber tack on the sides. Then I can stick it on. There, oh, horrible. Then I stick in this light, so I just put that into that little hole in here. And then I put in our tenants. Firstly, the pencil vampire in the coffin. Notice that he fits beautifully into the little hole that we made down here. And then he rests against this little piece that we stuck on here, and the light shines through the little hole up there. There. And then this evil, cheeky little fella, he fits beautifully into this red pocket over here. Finally, the prankster, and add on the lock. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, locked up like that. Then we open it. Are you ready? Of course, we need to shut off the lights so that we get the full lighting effect. Are you ready for that? Okay, here it comes.